I'm Lauren.
I'm Kevin, and we met on Christian Connection.
I had a friend who had also been on an online Christian dating site and had met her husband through, and she encouraged me to go. Being on the online site, it was easier, so it gave me some more options.
I was ready for marriage. I knew what I was looking for, and I thought, I've tried online dating before, but I had never tried Christian online dating. I instantly liked it. It was a really seamless experience. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I was only on it for a few days and met Lauren online.
It was really great to have all the different questions there to answer, and I really gave it my best shot. I also wanted to find someone who was also going to be doing the same thing of writing out a really good profile and answering all the questions, and actually wanted to be on the site and was looking for someone else. So Kevin's was a really nice one to look at. So it made me laugh. It was good. And it was really well written.
My experience was slightly different because Lauren was using the website on her laptop and I was using the phone app. And I thought it was a really good app. Well designed, simple, easy to use, easy to sign up. Well built. There were lots of different really interesting questions on the profiles that made you sort of illustrate who you are or choose not to, and so that was really great.
I guess I wanted someone with a similar faith and also was open to having children. Yeah, just making sure those values were there. Someone who loved their family and just as much as I love mine, and that was going to be, an important part of their life, and then that they were going to church, regularly on a Sunday each week.
I wanted to see on someone else's profile what I thought was important, and I tried to replicate that in my profile as well. I just wanted to see what people really said about their faith, what they said about their journey in life. Lauren's profile was pretty much top of my list.
What stood out to me about Kevin's, he was adventurous, and he also said on his profile that he loved to, he was the loudest cheerleader for his friends. If he was out at a game of basketball or like cricket or soccer, any of his friends' games, he wanted to be the loudest cheerleader. So that was pretty cool, knowing that he was going to be really supportive of his friends.
I really liked reading Lauren's profile. I liked the pictures she put on. They were really cute and really funny. That she had a dolphin kissing her on the cheek on one of them. I was like, oh, this is so cute. I could tell that she was someone I could connect with even before meeting face to face. She had a great profile. Very descriptive, lots of photos, and then you just get a very accurate picture of the person she is, as much as possible from a two-dimensional screen. So that made me want to go further.
Yeah, and I think also looking at what Kevin had put on his description of his faith was just a clincher for me, knowing that he was really wanting to follow the Lord and was going to church regularly. But
I made sure I did the first communication. So
I wanted a guy that would be the first one to initiate the conversation, and I really liked the fact that Kevin actually said, "Hi Lauren, how are you going?" And that spoke volume to me. So we chatted on Christian Connection and just asked about how our days were going for a few weeks. But it was quite a while. It was nearly a month before we actually started doing video calls and actually, being able to actually see each other. While I was coming through to go home to Queensland for holidays, we met at the airport, so we hadn't actually video called or even spoken to each other verbally via the texting until we met in person at the airport.
I knew her Christmas plan was to go back to Toowoomba, Queensland to be with the family, so I thought there's a great opportunity for a face-to-face catch-up. It was really great. I picked her up from the airport and then took her out for dinner that night, and then dropped her off back at the airport the next day morning. So made the most of my time that I could, and it was perfect timing. It was all orchestrated by God.
We were driving around and found, a Mexican place. Yeah, I just really enjoyed the conversation, and we got pretty deep quickly. Yeah, and it was good. It was good to see where our life journeys had been and what we were looking for in the future. It was very chivalrous, and yeah, he was great. I was in quarantine for 2 weeks in a Perth hotel.
Stuck in a room, not in a window crack.
So that was fun, but Kevin, he would take me to the beach for a sunset date.
Video.
While video calling me from while I was stuck in the hotel. Maybe when Kevin asked my dad and my mum for, my arm in marriage, and Dad was like, "Oh, you can have the rest of her as well." I think I knew pretty early onwards, actually. I guess I didn't want to muck around. I was pretty keen to get moving into, a relationship that I thought was going to last.
I had very simple criteria, and Lauren met them all very quickly, and I was just enjoying the friendship and the company. It was natural. I didn't have to make things up. I didn't have to think of things to talk about, and I just thought, I don't have to look anymore. There was literally no doubt in my mind, so Lauren made it very easy.
In early April, he said that he'd booked, a special place for us for a dinner. And I was like, oh yeah, is that for our 3 month? Yeah, Kevin was just really nervous. And then, we went up to the restaurant in the sky. It was the Tops revolving restaurant in Perth, the only one, and we had this fantastic view. It's just beautiful. So then, we went off to Kings Park after we'd had our dinner, and fumbling around trying to find the lookout. He's turned his back around, so he's got his back on mine, and I'm like, okay, read the card. And at the end, he got down on his knee as I read the last bit, which he hadn't read out, which was, "Lauren Esther Hall, will you marry me?" And he said it while I was reading it, so it was really sweet.
The timing just worked out as well, because it was still in its ring box, and I managed to chuck it in my suit jacket, and it was so hard to get out. But
it was a big ring box.
Oh man! Thank God it came out.
And I said yes. And I had 6 months from when we got engaged to when we got married to organise things, from a different state. I was racing around, trying on wedding dresses in June. I always like to have things, completed early, and Kevin kept me, settled a lot of the time, which was great. And just everything flowed well, and the day was just beautiful.
Yeah, it was a lot of planning, and it went really well. So there weren't really any
no real hiccups.
Disasters. So
the grass was green, the garden was full of colour. It worked out so nicely, and it just felt relaxed.
It was a wonderful day. It was one of the best days of my life. I loved it. My parents were there from Perth. My grandparents came from India. An uncle came from India. Cousins came from Melbourne, and family from Melbourne as well, and friends from Perth. My brother came from Perth, and it was just an awesome celebration. It was just perfect. It was so good. Yeah, I loved it every minute.
We had lots of fun with the photos. We wrote our own vows, and we just we wanted to be there with family and friends, and yeah, and just feel that love. And yeah, it was, I don't know how else to describe it. It was just great.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple,
Yeah,
rustic,
simple.
yeah, family oriented. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was really good.
We honeymooned straight away after our wedding in Vietnam for 2 weeks, which was fantastic. It was just amazing, and just beautiful scenery, just relaxed. You know, we didn't want to be doing too much. We just rested after such a whirlwind year.
Yeah. A lot of life changes for Lauren. She moved. For us both, we got married. A lot has happened. We're still sort of, I don't know if we've settled down yet. We feel like we have, but it's...
And we just bought a house.
Oh, we just bought a... That's right, yes. I loved Vietnam a lot. Some amazing restaurants and food, and we just loved the Central Highlands in Dalat. It was mountain and hilly country with beautiful lakes. It was known for its romantic sort of naturesque, picturesque spot, and it didn't disappoint one bit.
Like, I've really enjoyed being down here in Perth, and for Kevin and I just to explore different, and that we will have, you know, coffee out or breakfast out on a Saturday morning at, you know, one of our favourite cafes just around the corner. Yeah, it's just been wonderful to be down here with him instead of being long distance for so long. I think definitely give on like a Christian online dating site a go. You are in control of the situation. You don't have to talk to anyone if you don't want to, and then you can communicate with the ones whose profiles really stick out to you, and just really look at what the profile says and align your values and make, well, because it's really important.
Just give it a go. It's easy, simple, it's not confrontational, and if you don't like it, you've really lost nothing. And there's a lot of wonderful people on there, so it's a great way. It's a real blessing to have this sort of technology now, at days where we can do this. So yeah, give it a go.